Gone are the days of writing the good old concat function where you have to add the single quote, the variable, and the single quote with a comma to make your SQL statements. I know we've all done this 100 times. Double click down, come over to our SQL engine, put it into our insert statement, run it, copy your data, bring it back into Excel. All done this 100 million times, but what if we could just write our tickers in right here and press our refresh button inside of Power Query? Boom, data's there for us. All right, first thing that you're going to want to do is to open a new Excel document. For most of you guys, you will be going to the Get Data from Database and then select whatever database you're using at your company. For me, I don't have a 365 subscription at home. So what I do instead is I configure in ODBC and then go from Other Source and from ODBC. Select Postgres, that's the database I'll be using today, and then Advanced Options. And this is where you'll want to enter in that SQL query that you just wrote a second ago. Press OK. Transform your data just like you normally would. Get the data types that you want. You can rename it if you want to. And then from here, you can close and load it. All right, you got your standard Power Query setup that you would do with any SQL query. For me, I like to have everything on the same page. So what I'm going to do is move this, adjust my columns, then create a new table. This is one of the most important steps, so make sure you're following along here. So I'm going to label this table tickers, and start out with, I want data for Apple, Amazon, Google, Netflix, and NVIDIA. To create a table, you highlight your data. Control T is a shortcut that I use frequently for this. And I always have my table header, so I select that and press OK. All right, now we have our table. So this is where it gets fun. You want to go to Data again, have your table selected, and press from Table/Range. And I'm going to label this Tickers. From here, what we want to do is automate that concat function that we were using in Excel earlier. So I'm going to add a column, a custom column. And this is going to look a little bit different. So you use double quotes to represent a string. I close that and put a single quote in the middle there. The ampersand, you can double click on your column over here and it'll bring it in. Another ampersand, double quote, single quote, double quote to close it. And it will have your values looking nice for you right here. You can rename this from custom if you want to. It's whatever you want to. It's not a big deal. So from here, you can go ahead and delete your tickers column. And from here, I'm going to go to the home screen, remove rows, and I want to remove duplicates. I know I don't have any right now, but there could be an instance where someone needs a large data set, say 10,000 tickers that they put into that table. I don't want to have to deal with the SQL engine reading it 3 times. You can make the query more efficient. So help yourself out there. The next step that you can do is go to Transform, and you will want to create a list. Okay, now that you have a list, what I like to do is click on this reverse items. It just creates an extra step right here that I can edit, because this is where you're going to start writing a little bit of M code. So you'll want to delete this right here. And inside of M, there's a function called text.combine. And remember, this is case sensitive. So make sure that when you're writing this, you have capital T and capital C, or else it will not work. From there, you can press the pound sign or hashtag, whatever you'd like to call it. And you want to go to that reverse list, or sorry, I added extra step. So in my case, it'll be reverse list. Click on it, but whatever your previous step is to the highlighted green one that you have in your flow. And now you want to specify how you want to separate it. So I want a comma and a space between every single one of them for me. So I will add that text string. And look, just like we would have with the concat function in Excel, it generates a string with us. And it doesn't even have the comma on the last one, which is awesome. Now that I have this, I can come over here and inside of my query, I can look for my end statement and we can do another text concatenation like we did earlier. So I will close that, add the inference sign, and I want to reference tickers, which is this text string that I already generated over here. Another ampersand sign, double quote, and make sure you get rid of the single quotes from the objects that you already had inside of there. And look, it ran. I know that it ran on my machine. For you, you're going to get a little screen that pops up, uh-oh, Windows Firewall. So what you'll want to do is go to File, Options and Settings, Query Options, and you have two options. You've got global, which means every single Excel workbook that you open and it has something set up like this, it'll work for, or you can do just the current workbook. But either way, you'll want to select the privacy, either of these tabs, and you want to change it from combine data according to each privacy file level setting to always ignore privacy level settings. Once you do that, press OK. You still aren't going to see the data load, but you can just press the close and load, and then it's going to prompt you, hey, do you want to add this for me? I only want to create a connection. So I'm not going to add it because I already have my tickers table right here. I'll press OK. And look, now it's referencing everything that I created over here. And say I want to also see this ticker, which is fun. This is Six Flags. For those of you who don't know the stock market that well, you can press your refresh all up here. Look, Six Flags is now populated inside of your query. Hope this helps. You guys have a wonderful day.